So today we're gonna take the radiators out of the house as the complete heating has to go, so we can get access to all the walls and we can build it all new afterwards, as even the heating is 60 or 70 years old whenever they installed heating, as originally this house didn't have heating. When it was built, then it was all done by furnaces, and later on they had to install the heating system like it is today. So we got water lines all through the house just for the hot water, and that's for the radiators in all the rooms. So we're gonna remove that all because it's just so old. To do so, the first thing we need to do is get all the water out, otherwise it's gonna give a mess. I think it's gonna give a mess anyway, but having as much water out as possible, that's a really good idea. So we got here 2 drains, so these can actually drain the heating system if we unplug these, and then everything comes out. So let's see if that's gonna work. Well, that didn't work, and I don't have the correct tool to open these, but it doesn't really matter as I'm gonna demolish it all anyway. So what I'm gonna do is just open the sides, and that way we can get access and open it all up. So now we got the radiators drained. Let's get started cutting all these pipes up, as we got pipes in all the rooms running here from all the radiators. And since we're gonna scrap the radiators, and I tried selling them on eBay, but more than €5 for the whole house I didn't get, so it's all scrap. So we're all gonna cut it loose and just get rid of it for scrap. So let's get started with that. So we got all the heating out at the top floor, so now it's nice and clean here. We only got the heater himself still hanging there. I do need to remove that, but before I do that I need to get the gas lines connected, and I want to do that after I'm done with the cutting. Otherwise it's a bit dangerous if I have gas in the house while using the angle grinder. So yeah, that's why. I'm also ventilating the place quite a bit, as it's giving a nasty smell for that cutting in house. Now let's get started cutting the radiators up on the ground floor, as we need to remove these as well. Well, that looks a lot nicer without that heating unit there. So great. Next job. So yesterday I brought away all the scrap metal and I was able to buy these two nice panels for our new utility. So that basically paid for these panels and it's nice. So we're gonna install these right here. To do so, I'm first gonna make this beam on 0 level so that we can put the plates on top of that. That seems like a practical solution because that way I get it nice and level. I don't have to hold it up while I'm screwing it into the wall. So let's get it done. I got the laser set up to determine my level and I will also use the vertical one to get it level in that way. It should be level if it's against the wall, but I need to make sure that it's level. So at least I want it to be level.
Brick by brick, no regrets. Pull the bolt, shake the dust, kick the steps. Radiators gone, open space in the air. Starting from nothing, building dreams out of despair. Utility and chaos, tools in my hand. Crafting futures on this broken land. Foundations cracked, but my will's unbent. Bent steel rising from the places we spent. Utility and chaos, tools in my hand. Crafting futures on this broken land. Foundations cracked, but my will's unbent. Bent steel rising from the places we spent. From ground zero we ignite the fire. No turning back, fuel the raw desire. Break apart, rebuild higher and higher. Blood and sweat building what we require. Filled with promise, shells of hope. Tearing ropes made of doubt for hearts to cope. Blueprints scrolled like verses on a page. Slinging new walls, let tongues engage. Cabinets filled with hammer, cracking through air. Born again from space, stripped to the bare. Concrete whispers, dreaming in layers. Calling out slogans from the life of repair. From ground zero we ignite the fire. No turning back, fuel the raw desire. Break apart, rebuild higher and higher. Blood and sweat building what we require.
So I got the new utilities cabinet built and I also got the main pipes in. So that's for electronics, gas, telecom, water and fiber. So this is how I made it. This is also how it should look like according to all the pictures on the internet. So it seems perfectly fine. I was a little bit in doubt about this one, but this really seems to be the one for the phone line. So it is the correct color. I would expect a green one, but this one is also green and it has to be green there, so that's fine. What we now need to do is to put concrete under in that hole, because that's our foundation, and that has to be sealed for any gas leaks of that pipe. So we just need to completely seal it up with concrete. So that's what we're gonna do now.
shells of hope, tearing ropes made of doubt for hearts to cope. Blueprints scrolled like verses on a page, slinging new walls, let tongues engage. Cabinets filled with hammer cracking through air, born again from space is stripped to the bare. Concrete whispers dreaming in layers, calling out slogans from the life of repair. From ground zero we ignite the fire, we'll turn it back to the raw desire. Break apart, rebuild higher and higher, blood and sweat building what we require. What we require. But turning back, feel the raw desire. Break apart, rebuild higher and higher. Blood and sweat, building what we require. Cabinets filled with promised shells of hope, tearing ropes made of doubt for hearts to cope. Blueprints scroll like verses on a page, slinging new walls of time disengage. Echoes of the hammer cracking through air, born again from spaces stripped to the bare. Concrete whispers dreaming in layers, calling out slogans from the life of repair. What we require, what we require.
Alright, so yesterday we cleaned out the whole kitchen, so we got no tiles here anymore, no kitchen anymore, it's all cleaned out. Same goes for the hallway, so that's another thing that we got done, which is great. So I cleaned out the whole garden, so this is all cleaned out. What we now need to do is we got our electrics coming in, and also the gas and water line in the basement here, and I want to know where exactly, because I don't want to rip it open with my excavator. So we're gonna dig a hole here to find out where these wires are and what direction they are going to the street. I have a report, because I am digging with an excavator. I had to report it, so I got a report of where the pipe work is, but I just need to be sure before we start excavating this, as I need this sand for inside the living room.